And the third map is the fourth map in is gonna be New England. And it is gonna be Ottoman versus Russia. That is of course very hard. Russia has maybe some of you guys have seen some of the games that I played versus Heroes, kind of practice games as well, where he was Russia, I was Ottomans, and also some other guys that played. And it turned out that of course it's very hard for Russia to win versus Ottomans, but if you go for some kind of base trade, you still have a chance. And also you are of course able to get to go for a water boom in New England, go for a defensive position with blockhouses and a wall. But it is very hard for Ottomans on New England. So also Ottomans of course can go for a water boom themselves, and they have a trading post available. So he played India and Iroquois. Russia versus Japan is a little bit different, but the fast fortress of Ottomans indeed is often very strong, and that's why you should beat Russia if you just don't lose your cannons. It's really hard for Russia to deal with it.
Are you ready?
The rules were changed up a little bit here and there, and of course they're not the most clear written in my opinion, but anyway, he can play Ottomans now. He won with India and Iroquois, and that means that he can't play any TAD or TWC civilization anymore. That's here. But you can still use Ottomans, even though Ottomans is considered as one of the strongest civilizations in the tournament. It's not included in this rule, oddly, but you can just play Ottoman in the fourth game. Of course, if he wins with this, the series is over. And okay, so Spadel is just thinking about the civilization that he has to choose. Of course, this is a BO5. That means if Boneng is gonna win the if Boneng is gonna win the next game, then he will win the series and move on in the tournament. And now what we have is some counter-civ picking, of course very common in a tournament setting. It seems that Spadel wants to go Japan versus Russia instead of Ottoman. He's kind of like throwing in a deal here. If you don't go Otto but go Russia, then I won't go Otto but I will take Japan. But I don't think that Boneng would like it a lot, because Japan is able to deal with Russia probably. Russia has a few ways of dealing with Japan, especially if it's a water map, but it is still very risky. So I think he wants to go for the sure win, of course. Let's see how this turns out. Maybe we have a Japan versus Otto matchup. Japanese versus Ottoman is also going to be interesting. Because there are a few ways that Spadel as Japanese is maybe able to deal with the Ottomans. If you use the town center card, you can take out the cannons, and from there live with your economy and your shrines, and you don't even need a town center if you lose it to Mamluks or something later on. But it is going to be very hard nonetheless.
Are you ready?
I kind of want to get this going as soon as possible because, as you know, we have a lot of matches still on the schedule for today. One of them, and actually the next one, is going to be Lord Raphael versus Shimras, and they are kind of waiting for us to finish this match. And of course, I don't want them to wait too long because for Shimras also it's getting later. Okay, so Iroquois again. Spadel used Iroquois before, but he lost versus India, so he can use Iroquois again here. In fact, he won the first game, British versus China. So he can in fact use Iroquois or any Japanese civilization or TAD civilization again if he wants to. So this is still going to be a hard matchup, I think, because usually, of course, Ottoman versus Iroquois is already hard. But on this map, the Ottoman also has the option to go for a lot of trading posts. And if the Iroquois then tries to go out and, for example, kill off these trading posts, then it means that the Ottoman can also push on your Iroquois forward base. And if you don't take out the trading posts, but stay here to protect your base, then of course the Ottoman has trading posts. But then again, Iroquois can also go for trading posts. So it's kind of be so. Let's do it one more time. It's probably going to be a battle kind of for trading posts. Who gets the most and who keeps the most of them alive. And we see here that Boneng picked up one treasure, therefore the food. But that means his trading post will be slightly delayed. And he is actually going for these sheeps here, but he will go for one of these trading posts. Also, this trading post is not just for trading posts so very strong, it's also especially very strong because it's quite a short route. If you see here, this card is now going to the last to the end. And as soon as it's here, of course, it's finished, it pops up right again here, and it goes again. And I believe that the rate of when XP comes in is faster than on most maps. And of course, you still have 4 trading posts available. What is Boneng doing? Why is he not building a trading post? I believe if he would have gone straight for this one, he would have finished it by now and would have gotten it by this Trois. But that's not how it is. In fact, is he even going to make a trading post? Okay, he is going to go for, of course, the C strategy. Well, I say of course because some people still like to take a trading post even though you go for C. Anyway, making a dock early on, and that means that he will boost a lot of boats out on the sea and go for a very defensive position then. Oh, sorry, I totally forgot to check out the map. He has a hunt here, but
Yes.
this is quite far. But sorry. So, same matchup, Iroquois versus Ottomans. Same map, of course, or just a rehost because Boneng had kind of a bad map there. I forgot to went over the map details in the start. So let me do that right away to make sure it all goes okay here. Oops. So what we have here is a quick reset of my sound. Boneng now immediately moves towards this direction. Maybe he is going for a trading post after all. He has one hunt here, a second one over there, a third one relatively far, but he also has this one here. Spadel, first one, second one, third one, so I say the map is pretty balanced. Gold mines 1, 2, 3, and he has also 1, 2, 3, so that looks very good. And he is now taking trading post, and this is as I kind of expected, although if he takes this one, no, he wouldn't get the XP either. He gets it on time, that means the third time the trading post card Trava went through the route, he missed it, but now this is the second time, so he will now for sure get it the third time. He's not going for the early dock then, that is, he's going for the trading post. He still, of course, can go for a water boom later on. And we see that Spadel again is taking this the same trading post over there. This trading card indeed looks a little bit laggy there. We see that Boneng shot one of the wolves, but then of course the Iroquois hero was coming back, and that means that he has to run. Of course, any damage that he can do is actually good for Boneng, because the more HP you get down from this Iroquois hero, the better it is for you. That means that both of them are not going to get any scouting done, because so far the Iroquois only built a hero and hasn't converted any guardians or so he won't have a scout available. He is gonna run a little bit, maybe just trying to do some damage while he is still scouting. Around his area, of course, but there are resources available, gold mine, food and stuff like that. Spadel already bringing in his second hunt. The longhouse being posted over there, so he hasn't scouted his third hunt yet, but he of course also has this one here, and even if he makes a very forward base, he could still go for this one, but that depends on what the Ottomans are gonna do. Anyway, they leave each other alone for now, and that means they're both gonna scout. Of course, Spadel gonna go for this tomahawk here, and now Boneng is gonna scout his side of the map, and maybe you wanna go for this villager here. It's actually a very nice treasure if you can get it. Oh, but on the other hand, a Cherokee, that's even a better treasure early on, because you can, as we've seen before, damage the Iroquois Trava and otherwise damage the war hut while it's being built. And also, one Cherokee, I believe, should be able to kill off one tomahawk. I have to check that again to be sure. Anyway, there you have some more scouting going on from Spadel with his converted wolf. So you're 230, and then so he is gonna be able to kill off this tomahawk, should be. But he's gonna run, of course, because the Iroquois hero also has a lot of HP. The wolf is taken out, but this hero is a very low HP, so he should run for his life. And Boneng is now running for his life while Spadel is chasing him. Spadel aged up there, and there we go with the Trava. Of course, Boneng only has to run so far until he gets to the second age, because then his hero gets an HP boost again. He lost some more HP there, but there he kind of stopped, Spadel it is. And now Boneng is able to find the war hut Trava, and there he aged up, and there you see here 100 more HP. But of course, there's not much point in sieging it now, I would say, because you get chased by this guy. He is gonna lose his hero then. What is he gonna do? Why is he standing over there? Oh, he's probably running back, but maybe this path was blocked or something. Anyway, splitting up both units, of course, but he is definitely gonna lose his hero. He is gonna take out the Tomahawk, I think. And he might get his ships back, yes. With a little bit of micro, he should be able to target it down. We see that the Tomahawk is being put in melee mode just to slow down this Cherokee rifleman so that the Iroquois hero can chase it down as well. And there you have the 4 Kanya shipment on the way. First barracks coming up. We probably have some Amsgun Janissary stuff going on here. But he has to respond to this very fast, otherwise he's gonna lose a villager. Very nice how Spadel approaches this, by the way. Or maybe it was not determined to do so. Anyway, I was saying if he would move between the villages and the town center, then he like kind of cuts off the path from the villages towards the town center. And that means that you can often get more damage done with your cavalry. And if you would just go from this angle and then attack them while they're moving to the town center, you usually get in on time. He lost 1 Kanya there. Not doing any damage so far. They have 700 wood shipment from from Boneng. So far he keeps, you see, 10 villages inside his town center just to be able to have the maximum amount of 90 damage firing on the Kanyas, while you pop out other villages to get some resources and to get some crates. Janissaries popping out and they get off 1 shot each, and the town center focused fired this last Kanya down. We have interesting 600 gold shipment. 600 gold shipment from Spadel, so he might go for... Okay, he might be going for an 8-job. And 700 gold there from Boneng, but that is not for an 8-job because, of course, you needed to spam Janissaries and Ambus guns, as you see here now. A lot of villages on foot. With coin crates that you have, you can mass out a lot of units here, Ambus guns and Janissaries. And that's why he also uses 700 wood before, because he needs his houses. And he also made a market. That's interesting to me. Usually you see that people go for another trading post or more houses, but he went for a market now. Ottomans, of course, don't have that many villages, so the market is usually not the best, not the most useful thing there, because if you have like 10, 12 villages, he has now like 14 or so, 17 in fact, sorry. Then you get a boost of like 10% or something if you do 1 or 2 upgrades, and that's like 1.7 villagers. So oftentimes trading post, a church for XP or something is then mostly considered the better choice. Anyway, he goes for this now, has a lot of Janissaries. Soon he will have Ambus guns popping out, there we go. That means that he can push out now. Of course, Spadel, having this scouted with his raiding Kanyas, is losing 1 there, but killed the villager. That means he knows Ambus guns are out, and he also scouted the foundry. But I believe he is aging up, making a market. A lot of villagers on gold, so yeah, he's definitely aging up. He is then gonna lose his warhead for sure. Interesting thing about the Ottomans, the Ambus guns are so OP, so strong that if you micro them well, they will do really, really a lot of damage. And you actually don't need that many Janissary Ambus guns. You just need to make sure that you have enough anti-cavalry to protect it in case your opponent goes for a lot of cavalry. But if you micro your Ambus guns very well, then like 10 of them are really enough to take out a lot of your opponent's army. Anyway, he's gonna take out the warhead now pretty easily. It is a very interesting, but in a way also risky strat for Spadel, not going for a second age agenda like more trading post and pressure on the Ottomans, with just a lot of hyenas and maybe adding a stable from the 600 wood as we've seen before from the Iroquois, but going for this this age up. Anyway, Boneng, of course, seeing no units, knows what's going on. Be very careful not losing this hero. If you would lose it, there he goes back on time. Look at how much damage the Ambus guns do. This hero is now very low HP. Anyway, he is up there with the Travasa. Of course, he can build something, and there's going to be a warhead over there. This is going to be... he managed to take out one of these crack shots, as you saw over there, damaging a lot of these units. But this is going to be very, very rough for Spadel to deal with this. He needs good micro, and he is going to lose his warhead because he's still being built. So look at this, what I told before. Units attacking buildings that are being built get bonus damage, and he has enough available, of course, with the Janissary attack to destroy that in a few seconds. So now he's gonna go for a town center. I think that's a good choice, and he is still pumping out more units, even 3 Hussars, just to make sure that he just tries to finish this with a lot of units. As long as he is able to surround the town center, it will be very hard for Spadel to do something because he has both Abus guns and Janissaries. So cavalry won't do much. Forest Powder is probably gonna get shot right away when they pop out of the town center. And of course with the Abus guns and Janissaries, they still do pretty good damage. The reason why skirmishes do so good is because you can outrange your opponent and micro. But if you pop out here and they can immediately shoot at you, then it's not the best thing. He's trying to do what he can with the musket riders, and there we have the forest powders. He's trying to do what he can. He is targeting focus firing the Abus guns. That's very nice. He should be focus firing the last Abus gun with his town center. There we have 3 hussars. I think they were a little bit hidden by Boneng. And now he's trying to get his musket riders to their side, but of course that means that Boneng is trying to shield off this army with his Janissary composition. And you see that the forest powers are tasking on the Janissaries and the musket riders are focus firing on the cavalry. So far good micro going on by both players here. He is able to hold it for now, I would say, but he has to be, it's really going to be really tough. He's trying to use the Dragoons to do any damage that he can, but you see that these Janissaries have a pretty decent attack available as long as they get in range. Let me see what deck Spadel chose. He only has 8 forward powers, not the other ones. And I believe he also used his 5 musket riders already, so that means that he has 9 tomahawks available and 6 kanyas later on. Of course kanya is not the best versus the Janissaries, so it's probably going to be a tomahawk shipment next. But he's still, oh wait, he's going to get a lot of coins, so maybe he's going to go for the cuirassiers. But it's going to be very close. His town center is losing a lot of HP, and there are only so far 6 villages. Oh wait, he didn't ship. My mistake, he made the first 5 then. He now shipped the musket riders. He's trying to micro as best as possible. The town center has only 5 villages in it so far, so not the most damage. And get this village inside fast. No HP, get it inside your town center, come on. Trying to musket as much as he, micro as much as he can with the musket riders. Of course, picking up low HP. Look how much low HP Janissaries there are. I'm not sure if he's using... Okay, no, he's not going for the 5 crochet. He's just gathering the coin to get out musket riders, as you see over there, 100 coin they cost. He is able to clean this up, so that means the game will go on from there. Should micro the low HP musket riders to the back. Of course, Boneng trying to focus down the low HP musket riders himself. And if we see here 700 food being shipped, still making a lot of units. Maybe he should go for this trading post now. Of course, he's not going to be able to pressure this anymore. So he still has 9 tomahawks and the 5 crochet shipment available. Seeing how much he has on coin, he might in fact do that. Not sure yet how it will go. He has a lot of villages on coin. And of course, these dragoons are doing pretty okay versus a few Janissaries, and with the cuirassiers you can't take out anything Ottoman has at this point, because of course he used a lot of his crates and he used a lot of his army, and that means that he won't have that big of a mess at home now. He is still making units, not going for an edge up himself. I'm not sure if he shipped 600 wood, probably not, because of course he went for more army. He could go for 600 wood and make a few trading posts, but a lot of resources available here by the Iroquois. He shipped this 400 food, 400 wood, 400 coin, 1 of each, just to be able to maybe even stable. He has already stable up. I think he wants to make another warhead again, and also of course get the food and the gold available to make more units. Boneng is going in for a second push. I don't really like this to go out on the map with this small of an army. He has like a few Abus gun mixed in, but oh, there are a few more Abus guns coming, so he still has a chance here. And there we have the mosque coming up as well. But of course, there we go. See the rifle. I promised you guys I would try to capture it. You saw the rifle spinning around and then taking off the crack shot, damaging a lot of these units. But there are a lot of Abus guns still here, so this is not the battle that Spadel should take. And there he goes back. More Janissaries, a few more Abus guns. Boneng definitely just goes for the mass fight here, mass units in the second age. No C, no third age. He thinks he has to win it with what he has, and I think that's I see his thought process. Anyway, this is going to be very scary because Spadel still has access to these 2 shipments, 9 tomahawks and 5 crochet after. There we have 5 more dragoons popping out. It's the same thing like, for example, French. You can if you pump out a lot of dragoons, you can still do pretty decent versus musketeers. I would like to see a few more Abus guns actually early on in this game, because he had a lot of Janissaries. Maybe if he had a few more Abus guns, he would have been able to deal. He probably would have been able to deal better with. Sorry for that. With with the dragoons, because so many Janissaries are easily to counter with the forest prowlers and the dragoons. Anyway, he still has a pretty strong army over here, and maybe he's even going to go back to this side to make use of the shipment of the 2 ships that he has. Good defensive position, of course. It is still a very close game, guys. Don't think it's over yet. Warhead now being built there, so he's now able to mix in forest prowlers as well. Still using the town center fire. A lot of low HP units there still, so with some micro he should definitely be able to get something here. If he uses the alt key correctly. We do have a Kanya shipment. There are not that many Abbas gone around and so many Janissaries, so I'm not sure if I like that. I probably would have preferred the Tomahawks or Cuirassiers, because then you can really charge into this army. And Cuirassiers have so much HP and area damage that you will definitely be able to take out the Abbas guns. And Janissaries of course don't do that well versus Cuirassiers, but you see here 30 attack only. And then your forest prowlers and the dragoons in the back can target the Janissaries. And now the Kanya's kind of low HP unit is not the best. I don't really like this choice, to be honest. Anyway, you see here good micro by Boneng, just focus firing the Kanyas first and then going back. And now of course there's no Kanya in range, so then of course you just attack, move your way back here. Not focusing one unit, but doing as much damage to every unit as you can here. And you see how much these units lose in HP because of this pretty strong army still. Of course, they have the same range, so it's a tough micro battle. It comes down to a lot. It comes down a lot to positioning. For example, this is a horizontal line. This was 1 second ago a vertical line. That means that this horizontal line is better able to focus fire, not to focus fire, to attack this vertical line, because the units in the back are not able to target the units from Spadel, while all his units were able to target the front line of Boneng. So positioning matters a lot if you have, for example, the same range. Same thing with Musketeer versus Musketeer. We have 4 more Abbas guns popping out, and definitely gonna be a good battle for Spadel or for Boneng here. He has still 4 Kanyas left, but not the best HP. I do think that Boneng should try to keep on pressure here, but he is going for a trading post. I know he's not. He's going for a raid, but Spadel is going for a raid. But Boneng saw this, so he knows that he has to be careful here. So he probably will use his next 5 Janissaries to protect. That's a little bit of an early move. He doesn't need to move it that fast. He could get like 50 more coin or so. Anyway, he should be using his 5 Janissaries here to protect this if they come out, but he's going to go back with his whole army, and it's not that much. I think I would just use 4 Janissaries, put them at this gold mine, and let them deal with the Kanyas, and still be pressuring the Iroquois here, because if you let the Iroquois going, even with the market as well, then you make it yourself. You make it a lot harder for yourself. We see now that he's making a lot more villages. Of course, Ottomans being stuck at 25 villages now. He still has a church and the wood 600 wood ship, but he didn't upgrade it yet, I believe. Or no, he didn't upgrade it yet, because otherwise his villager line would show would be different. And now there's only 1 Kanya left, so if you let 1 Janissary or 2 there, it's enough, and you can definitely push out with the rest of your army. Because the more forest prowlers he gets, the worse it gets for you, because then he can really use his micro and outrange you, because of course 20 range. We see that 600 wood is going to be used for Boneng to go for C. So he has this card, of course. No gathering card yet, but of course still the ships. So the game is not over yet, even though Spadel scores a little bit better. No second training post for Boneng, because of course he knows that soon the Spadel will have the advantage on land. So he's going to just use his wood to boost out a lot of stuff from his dogs. But we see that very nice by Spadel, scouting with the wolf constantly. And now knowing that Boneng is going for C. Also being able to pick off this villager there that was trying to build a wall. And there we have the 5 Cuirassier shipment finally being used. Unfortunately his warrior hero is not being revived yet. And what is Boneng doing? He scouted this one. It would be really nice if he is able to get these units here. And so far Spadel, yeah, he can't do really that much. I mean, Boneng is going to be able to hide in his town center. And there we have it. Very good reaction time from Spadel. He's losing only 2 villagers, it seems. Not even 2 villagers, one 3/4 villager. This guy only has like 1 limb left. He probably lost both his arms, but he has survived, however, And there we go, in the line of sight of the Ottoman guy herding. That's not the best, not the smartest choice. But on the other hand, the army from Spadel is, I would say, is able to deal with this army, especially if we have some picking off Janissaries already. Skirmisher and Dragoon is going to be focused fire on the Janissaries, while the Cuirassiers charge in, trying to pick up the Abyss guns, and a very nice micro. Putting it in melee mode. I don't like all the Janissaries in melee mode, to be honest. But anyway, immediately pull back his Cuirassiers to not take that much damage from the Janissaries, while the Dragoons and Skirmishers in the back are dealing with it. And we see that he definitely takes his battle and maybe even decide the game there. Although Boneng has a chance with his water, but he lost his complete army there, and that's really hard to recover from. Especially since the Iroquois has a much better economy and is thus able to produce more units than you. Also very nice that you saw that he made little groups of dragoons, probably with his manually microed, pulling them back like from here to here, and then from this to this side, so that he won't take that much damage from Janissaries in melee mode. I often say to a lot of people that if you put your Janissaries in melee mode, I would really like it to, for example, put the front line, or maybe both front lines in melee mode, and not everyone. The problem is if you put every Janissary in melee mode, not only at first they get kind of stuck because they bump into each other, also you will see that if every Janissary is in melee mode, it's pretty, a good player with good micro is pretty able to deal with it by just spreading your units around the map, moving them in all directions, while in the meantime the other units and your skirmishers are dealing with the Janissaries in melee mode. So if you have, for example, the front line in melee mode, or maybe the front two lines, then they will be able to deal with any cavalry coming close, but the back lines, the ones in the back, they will still be able to do range damage, and thus in total that often means that you have a better damage output with your total army. And there he loses some Cuirassiers. We see that Boneng is trying to focus fire on the Cuirassiers, at least I hope. No, he was focus fire on Kenya. I would focus fire the Cuirassiers, it's the biggest damage dealer, you want to take it out first. And there you have Minutemen popping out, but this is going to be very, very rough to deal with. The Abyss guns are now unprotected. Town center could be focus fired, but there are not enough villagers in. And he still has two Janissaries left. The Abyss guns are in melee mode for his Cuirassiers. That's not what you want to have there. They are now focus firing the Dragoons. But, and then the skirmishers, of course, still microing their way back versus the Cuirassier. But is his town center firing on the Cuirassier? Yes, it is. And the Madmen are all now dead. He also got the Knight from sea, as we see here. The cannons being shipped by Spadel. Of course, he has some boats here in this dock that are dealing with these cannons, canoes. But now Spadel also, of course, being an Iroquois civilization, made a dock and is able to spam little canoes here. And now Boneng shipped his two ships as well. And now he's definitely going to be able to deal with that. So far he still has a lot of villages left, even a few hidden there. And it looks like he has 36 villagers, that's of course including boats, so he actually has kind of the same economy. Now of course he can gather again, he was hiding in his dock because of the boats from the other guy. I'm not sure why he's not pushing into this. I actually would try to take out this dock. But he chooses not to yet. Maybe he hasn't seen it yet, I'm not sure. Anyway, he is gonna let his ships be repaired with his docks. And that means that just a little bit of raiding going on with the Dragoons here. Two Abyss guns are gonna pop out, but they are of course gonna get picked off by Dragoons very easily. I would hope that he will take one more shot. Yes, he does. Because one more Dragoon. It's very risky to make more Abyss guns now, because you don't have enough units to protect it. But he still does make two more. If the Dragoons of course go in melee mode, they would also take out these Abyss guns. So, map control goes to Spadel still, trying to take out this trading post, but with two skirmishers it will take quite some time. Maybe trying to go for the boats, no he's not. He won't of course take down the docks because of the two ships from Boneng there, and now he's slowly gonna mass some more warships there. But yeah, he definitely like 8 cannons at least to try to fight this off, and even then, if Boneng is gonna fight near his docks and uses some villagers to hide in the docks, then together with the two ships that he has, he will be able to defend it for sure. But now we have the 3 pirate ships from Spadel. So if he makes a few more cannons, then he can definitely go in there and try to fight Boneng on the water. Would hope to see 1 or 2 more canoes there, but we'll see. Anyway, Boneng managed to get some more units out. We see though a 50 score difference, so I have to see how that goes. Look at this, 120 siege damage. He's gonna spread it over the docks. That's very smart. You also, if you have everyone in one dock, then of course you won't do optimal damage. But now he will have optimal damage. I believe actually that there should be 1 or 2 ships going to this dock. 150 is I think the max, not sure. Anyway, one of these pirate ships goes down, and good micro here, trying to pull this one back, trying to micro it a little bit. He's not focus firing. Oh, no, maybe he is. I think he's focus firing his docks on this ship, and exactly there. He's now also focus firing the docks on this pirate ship. It's the biggest damage dealer. You should take it out first with both your ship and your docks. And he's also bringing his army. Spadel thought this would be a good moment to fight off, to help out with his army, but of course Boneng brings his army over there as well. And there we see all the ships going down, both from Boneng and Spadel. His cannon should go down as well, and this one also shortly. And of course, dogs are not able to shoot at land units, only at water units. But Spadel is keeping up the cannon spam. This is of course not the most efficient thing, because 2 dogs do pretty good for his cannons, as you see here. Oh, they miss a shot. They kind of, maybe they drank too much. Anyway, this is still pushing a little bit here, but he has definitely enough units to deal with it, so I would like Spadel to pull this one back. He's trying to take out the dog with his tomahawks. I think that's a very good job here. Of course, then you have only 1 dog left. Of course, trains less units, and also 1 dog left shooting at your canoes. But he's using the range as best as he can from the Amos guns to pick off any units that he can. There you have the boats going into the other dock. And indeed, 150 is the max, so before he probably should have put a few villages, put a few boats in the other dock. Anyway, he made a new galley. So more defense there. So that will go on for a little bit longer, guys, this game. I would give the advantage to Spadel by now because of the huge economy on land, and he's still pressuring Boneng's economy all the time. So that's very good from him. I would like to see him taking a few trading posts if he can, but of course he has to make a lot of units to be able to keep up the pressure, and that's why it's not easy to get just get another trading post. However, he is finally doing so. Very nice to see that. And just a few tomahawks there, but not upgraded. Maybe he's worried about some cavalry, although he has enough musket riders, so I wouldn't be worried about it. I would probably just go for skirmish dragoons at this point, or maybe some cavalry, but no tomahawks. Anyway, second galley being made, and a lot of ships now, and there you will see that. Let me quickly go to this battle. No, he's going back. There you will see that the village count is now even in favor of Boneng. I assume that he also did some of the upgrades in the docks, and there you see that here was the fight near the docks where all his boats were hidden in the dock, were hiding there. And now you see that from this point on, the resource line from him is getting steeper again, and that he's slowly catching up with the Iroquois. And there we have a lot more Amos gun popping out, and definitely something that we can engage now. Amos gun still so OP, of course, 40 siege damage. Very close game still. Town center fire still being used, only 81, that means only 8 villagers in there, but still good help out there. Trying to use the maximum range of his Amos guns, and there you have the crack shot coming in again. Look how he damages the Amos guns with his Iroquois hero. And the town center should really be focus firing this, because it will give you a lot of XP. And of course take down the bonus damage from the Iroquois on the units. Anyway, he has still enough Amos gun left to change this army, because forest prowlers of course have 20 range. That means you can definitely micro versus Amos guns. The problem is that you do need a good number of it. If you have 2 few units, then the Amos guns with only 2 less range will still be able to quickly take you out, because they have 40 siege damage. That means they will 4-shot, exactly 4-shot a, not exactly, but will 4-shot a forest prowler, because of course siege damage, it means that this range resistance doesn't count. So if you have another forest prowlers, you can really micro your way versus the Amos guns, because you can do a lot of damage. But if you have too few, then it doesn't matter much for the Amos guns with their 0.2 resistance, and they will get a lot of damage off with their good high attack. Anyway, Spadel, of course, being in the third age, still a little bit of a fight going on here with canoes versus galleys, is now going for a town center. Very good position here. That of course will help out with this huge range versus these ships. I believe he can, yes, he can right away fight these ships, and of course if he posts any canoes here, they will be protected by this town center. Also we see finally, I do say finally, but I know that there has been a lot of pressure and fight going on, so it is understandable the Spadel just took the trading post now. But anyway, he took 4 trading posts, has stagecoach upgrade, And that means that his economy on land with 2 town centers, 4 trading posts is really going to flourish now. Asian gathering so close to Boneng there. And let me quickly bring it up again. Villagers not that close yet, but if you look at all resources with the trading posts there, it's looking really good. I believe he's now gonna just mass some units, some canoes first, before he's really gonna charge into this sea mass of Boneng. It's gonna be very hard because if Spadel is gonna post over here, then protected by his town center, maybe even a ward or something coming up later, it will be hard for Boneng to push into that. But he is gonna make 2 towers to protect this sea even more, because he knows the sea that he has is his only chance to win this game. Land ownage completely goes to Spadel. Even a warhead brought up there to, of course, get line of sight here. Over there he sees almost everything now, and protect this gold mine, and of course prevent Boneng from gathering there. Boneng still has this gold mine available there, and he is trying to push out now, maybe take this out here. Town center coming up as well there, so really map control all the way for Spadel. And there we have a very damaged galley, which should be tasked to the docks, as it is being tasked now to pull back. Very risky from Boneng to push out here, but he has to be very careful, because at some point soon, look at the 40 score difference also, Spadel is able to just mass a lot of units, overwhelm Boneng, and then if Boneng is too far out on the map, and that could be his death sentence. So he has to be very careful there. I would really like to see Spadel now trying to mix in some cavalry, because he knows that he's still just dealing with Abyss guns and Janissaries. So if you mix in some cavalry together with a lot of skirmishers and some dragoons, I think that's the preferred choice. Tomahawks are quite easily picked up here by Abyss guns, as we've seen before. And there we have this canoe fleet here, tasked on all the ships of Boneng, and I think this is going to be, it's looking very grim. It's going to be harder and harder for him. And this is, I don't know why he just pushes in with this. If you micros correctly with the Abyss guns, you're just going to kill this off right away, man. Why Spadel? Why go in like this? Boneng reaches the fortress age. Okay, of course, never underestimate the sea, guys. You get so many resources from him. So he managed to age up. That means he will have soon more water ships, if he wants to. He will also have 2 cannons available, and of course, as we all know, the Mamelukes and spy shipments. But of course, Mamelukes can be game changers here. This game going on for 30 minutes, definitely one of the most interesting series I've casted for this tournament, but also one of the longest series, and I hope I will be able to catch Lord Raphael versus Shimas later on, but they have had to wait a pretty long time already. So if they can wait a little bit longer, it would be really, really great, and I can bring you guys that game afterwards. But otherwise, we'll have to see, because if Spadel is going to win this, and it's going to be very, very close, but if he is able to win this, that means that it's going to be 2-2, and we have another game in this match. However, if Boneng wins this, it's going to be 3-1 for him, and he will advance to the next round. Losing 2 more villages over there. At least he shoots. Yes, there we go. 2 more villages down. Iroquois still not revived his hero, or just like pass it with an ally unit, with a musket rider or whatever, to revive it again and bring it back to his army. Interesting placement here for a farm, when you are not sure where you can control water or not. But okay. He's just trying to deny Boneng from gathering from this gold mine. I think that's a very good choice. Not going in too far, not overcommitting, but just making sure that Boneng is not able to gather from that very easily. Very nice defensive position. 2 warheads and a town center there. And yeah, what we have here, of course, I was awaiting it for a long time. Villages being shipped to the island and making some towers, and that is really, really a strong defense, and that's going to make it so hard for Spadel to battle this water. He takes out some of the ships here that kind of sneaky probably passed via this way over there. He takes them out. But with towers here, just like 3 towers already, they do so much damage. Take a look here. 100 anti-ship attack, 40 range. Very strong. And this is kind of a good mass what I was talking about. With this mass you can do pretty well versus Abyss guns to micro your way versus them. But we do have 2 cannons popping out, and they both, one gets a shot off, a decent shot, not the best. He is trying to build a town center here. Boneng is there. But this is kind of the good message you can have, microing versus Abyss guns, really using your range optimally and get the most damage done while taking not as much damage. But of course now the cannons popping out, that's going to make it harder for him. And now I definitely want to see him making cavalry. I really need him to add kanyas. He found out about the tower now here, and that's going to be very rough. We have a frigate being shipped or made, I'm not sure. I think it is... He made 2 cannons, so maybe the frigate is shipped. And another tower there, and then we probably have 1 or 2 towers here, and that means complete control, because as soon as the towers are over there, of course, he could try to bring some villages up here and make a few warheads of his own, but that's going to be really, really rough for him. Because of course the towers are already there, so we're not even sure if the ship will arrive properly and unload his load. So second town center coming up for more economy, so this game will go on for a little bit longer, guys. Still very close. Don't underestimate the sea that Boneng has access to. And even making a dock here, that means that he can also hide his villages there. Second tower, and then we probably have 1 more tower there. And if there's 1 or 2 more towers here, it means he can delete this tower there. So, Spadel does think it is a good time to charge in. I'm not sure about that. Actually, I do give the army advantage to Boneng here. 2 cannons here, well protected still. A lot of these units are clumped up, as you see. He pumps out even Minutemen from the other town center. Of course, Dragoons do pretty good versus cannons, but not if there are so many infantry units around. And I think Spadel really can have this game, but I don't like to see him throw it away like this. He should go back as he's doing now. He's at least moving out of the cannon range while still trying to use his 20 range versus the Irish guns. But there he comes in a little bit too close. And he has his hero. Okay, he has his hero, and he's now probably able to get out the cannons. That's a big thing. He's tasking his skirmishers and his dragoons on the cannons. He should be able to take them out, as you see over there, and that's gonna make it hard for Spadel, for Boneng now to defend from this. However, he still has not much food around, but he still has the possible Mameluke shipment or 2 cannon shipment from his town center. So we have to see how this plays out. 27. The thing is that he has so many villages, and especially here, look at how many villages are idle. If he would have put them in his town centers, especially the 2 town centers, it could have been 2 times 90 damage. Of course, then you don't get that much wood, but this being idle doesn't help you anyway, and 2 times 90 damage would have done a lot for this army. If you target them both on the dragoons, you need 4 times 90 damage is 270. No, sorry, 3 times is 270. So 3 shots and no, wait, there's some range resistance. So probably 4 shots anyway, but that means 4 shots and this dragoon is dead. Anyway, the sea is gonna get controlled by Boneng. There you see it, the tower in the top there, and even 2 towers here. But of course, he can also use his frigate, as you see there, to protect this. And as you all know from a previous tournament also, the frigate here is very, very strong, and that means that you should not charge into that. There we have 1 more cannon being made. And he is now having the Janissaries in range, but there he catches up with both his armies, and now it's full surround on Boneng's army. He came of course from the seaside here, and yeah, it's still not over yet. It's still going to be very close, because as long as his Janissaries are in range of the forest powders, they do pretty good. But we have a lot of tomahawks here, and he's very good job microing his way back, just picking up units, microing back, so you are not in range of every unit. If you just stay here, and every unit of Spadel can just, of course, shoot at you. And look at this shipment of tomahawks. No, shipment, actually spam. Interesting. If he has so many tomahawks, I would really like to see some of them being put in melee mode. And there we even have some rams coming up, guys. This is something we haven't seen so far, but of course rams being very good versus town centers. Very decent rate of fire, not the best siege attack. I mean, versus buildings overall, not just town centers. And this is now looking worse and worse for Boneng. 100 score points ahead Spadel is, and so many tomahawks, right? He just made them, I think. He still has 9 tomahawk shipments somewhere, but 2 warheads and the artillery foundry, siege workshop, as you know it from the Iroquois. And yeah, he does have water, Boneng, but the food is running out, of course, and still there's a town center here, and there are going to be some warheads here to prevent 3 warheads, in fact, to prevent anything from passing here or gathering there. And yeah, Spadel is kind of losing all his. I mean, Boneng is kind of losing all his land. He can, of course, still put some of the villages here, and as we've seen before in the tournament of the Nilla tournament, it was, I believe, just setting up a new base here, town center, some mills and plantations, and you can still kind of fight from there, but losing his whole land, that means all the buildings, all the houses, there's a lot of wood invested here, all of his town centers are of course almost also gone. And Yeah, this is kind of like looking at the GG over there. I actually think that he shipped his frigate, and I think, to be honest, that he didn't have to ship it because he was already building all these towers here. I would have rather liked him to ship 2 cannons, and when he had this huge mess here, to just defend it, or maybe even ship Mamelukes or something. I think it would have been a better choice than the frigate at this point. Anyway, frigate here gonna help out. I hope he's not gonna do a Veni waste, as some people like to call it. As you know it from my game, I wasted just my army here thinking the game was over. And then the other guy, Ottomans, as well, came back with the sea. Because keep in mind, even if the food is running out, you have like infinite gold, and that is like quite strong as OP as well, in a way. On the other hand, if Spadel is going to get a full economy on land, he should be able to deal with it. The thing to do first is just boom all the way, even go to the 4th age and get the better army. And he's now at 85 villagers, so it all goes well there. Taking out the last houses and not finding the mill yet, but we'll have to see. I think he's just gonna age for now and make sure that he's gonna get 100 villagers, and probably trying to fight on the water, because these cannons, by the way, these canoes are actually pretty good. They are so cheap, and you can mass like 20 of them. And if you get a trading post, maybe you can even get more. I'm not sure. They are already Iroquois. Of course, European civilizations need to grab a trading post to get canoes. So another mill there, and market as well. Of course, you can still do it later. And he has a nice treasure here. He could even oh, not that much. 100% hero boost, not useful. Another house on the sides of the island. Of course, Boneng doesn't want to give up yet. It is his tournament game. If he is able to win this somehow, then he will just advance, and that's of course very nice. And if not, then he will have to play Boneng in the 5th game of this BO5. And that is what most guys expected, by the way, for this to go all the way to the 5th game. Because as you see here, these guys are very close matched. To be honest, oh wait, he is able to take out the dogs with the siege rams. Nice. And he's now going to take out the mill, of course. The frigate is still firing at him. Let me zoom in here we don't see this often, so let you guys enjoy this, how these guys are working with their ua dances on the mill there. They're pretty well covered, by the way. You would almost miss them. And even the villagers gonna fight off these rams. So he managed to take out 1 dog and the mill, so that leaves 2 dogs and 2 towers there. Of course, Iroquois has cannons, but they don't have something like mortars. So it's always going to be hard for them to deal with ships. But now he's going to spam a lot of these war canoes, and they are quite strong as well. So I think by now this economy of Spadel, as you see a 200 score difference, is able to just take out Boneng. Because what's Boneng going to do? He has 2 mills here, of course, that's nice, but still access to gold on the water. But hey, Spadel just has to keep making war canoes and stuff like that, and then he should be able to. He could even perhaps post some of his cannons here, making from the artillery foundry. I think if he posts them like somewhere here or here, his 32 range would still help out versus any ships here or any cannons. Unfortunate that everything that comes out of this everything that comes out of this warhead is gonna get shot by this tower. Boneng managed to age up, guys, so what can we have here? Maybe he's going for a revolt, I don't know. No, he aged up with 2 cannons. If he keeps them here, then of course that's very good defensive position. He's gonna take out this treasure, not so much to gonna have the 100% bonus, but more because he needs some space to build here. Anyway, this army is now gonna take out the dogs here and towers. And of course, make a wall so you don't have any weird side raids or whatever coming in, which you might suddenly lose to. I would also like to see just a wall here from this whole coast, from here to here all the way. So this is going to be taken out. He managed to clean up the ships here, but now he has to fight versus this frigate with all the tower protection. He managed to take out the dog as well, but he's not going to be able to take out the frigate, of course. There we have both of them going down. So, yeah, of course, we just make a new dock, and we have a factory over there. Yeah, so what is the strategy of Boneng there? 2 bombards. Yeah, okay, can be useful. Still has a Mameluke shipment. 8 hussars. I'm not sure why you would have that actually, but okay. So after, if he gets the next factory, then he just has to put it like maybe over here or delete his market and use his factory. We have a lot of villages on food, so what is he actually doing with all the food? We can have Mamelukes, the Mamelukes coming in from the from the gold from the sea, and maybe Spahi coming in from the food here from the mills. Yeah, I'm not sure, guys, what we have to expect there. I think that actually Spadel should just, he aids to the Fort aids himself shortly after Boneng. So he's able to, of course, upgrade all his units. I think actually with the economy that he has, making the wall here, he should probably just get some cannons out, post them over here with that 32 range, and get a lot of boats out, because if you just mass your boats here and then charge into Boneng's defensive position here, then it might work. But if you're gonna spam them one by one, or like 2, 3 by 3 as he did before, then yeah, it's not gonna work that well. And now Boneng, liking the water of course, is gonna go back to his monitor play. The boat is in range of the ship, but of course the ship only doing 100 damage. I mean the warhead only doing 100 damage. So yeah, he is definitely gonna able to clean this up with monitors, and he's now messing a little bit, as you see. He's waiting over there. So no gate, so the own tomahawks are getting stuck there. He is waiting with what to do. I'm not sure what he's gonna do here. Another siege workshop, There are 3 siege workshops. Okay, finally we have cannons pumping out. And I believe it was light artillery, so upgrade to field cannon is the 4th age upgrade for the Iroquois. And there you have pretty decent damage versus ships and versus buildings. So he is probably gonna 32 range. Let's see how far he can get. But if Boneng is gonna pump out a lot of monitors, it's gonna be really hard still for. Oh, interesting. He managed to get out his units there, and maybe he can pick out a factory. Yes, he can. He doesn't see it. Yeah, he does. Okay, he picks off that. So he managed to transport a lot of his army over here, and that means, of course, havoc in the economy of Boneng here. The ship's going to be used as well, and there are even more tomahawks being transported, and now he should also be using his artillery, and I think they are in range. Are they? Oh wait, they're going to be transported. Look how this all fits into cano, by the way. That is 6-7 cannons into one cano. I don't know how they do that, but yeah, these Indians, they have some OP methods. A very nice move by Spadel to just bring in everything there, taking out the monitor with the cannons, of course, and actually this is looking very grim for Boneng now. He might have had a chance, but yeah, he's not able to defend versus all this. And actually I think that Boneng is probably going to make more and ship it in later. Use that cano as well, but what should he do? He should probably take out towers first, because if you take out towers and docks, of course, then the other guy is not going to be able to defend from ships, and also not going to be able to make any more boats from the dock. He goes for the factory first. Okay. So this should be a game anytime soon, guys. 45-minute game so far. It's really exhausting for me to cast this as well. Still trying to bring you all the action here. This boat gonna get target fired by these cannons, of course. And if you see here, that's 90 siege damage times 3 versus a ship. So that's almost 300 siege damage. And then now a lot of cannons being spammed here by Spadel. Target, I don't know if you should target the town center. I think you should target this boat first, then the tower, and then the dock. But it doesn't matter at all. In the end, Boneng is gonna resign, and there you have it. Good game. He managed to drag it out for a good 46 minutes, and very interesting because it looked like in the start he was like able to take it. I think if you had some more Abus guns mixed in and a little bit less Janissaries, like 2-3 more Abus guns all the time, he would have done a lot better versus Spadel there. Of course, it's also risky because then Spadel might have opted to go for the Kanya shipment rather than the 5 Dragoon shipment as he did now. But it was very close, guys, and a very good micro going on. Spadel being very good here and holding this off, and micro to the max with his villagers, with his town center, with his dragoons, just trying to focus fire the low HP units. And good game there. That makes it 2-2 now, guys. 2-2 between these guys. And that means we go into the final game, and that is gonna be Yukon. And I'm getting, it was really late for me, 5 a.m. yesterday, I had a nice party, so I'm getting exhausted here. And Spadel thinks so as well, so I'm not sure if I can take a break after this before the next match between Lord Raphael and Shimras is gonna start off, but I really would like a 5-minute break or something. Anyway, two each, BO5. That means we're gonna go into the fifth decider match here, and that canoe, that transported like 8 or 7 cannons. How? I mean, if you have like the European caravels transporting, then you might say, okay, they can be fit in the lower deck, you know, in the, how you call that, in the like the basement of a ship. But for this silly little war canoe, I have no idea how he managed to do that. Without sinking, he managed to bring it home, bring it to the island safely. And let's just quickly go into this next game. 2-2. Good luck both for your 5th game. So, Boneng can play Ottomans again because he lost. And Spadel can play Iroquois. Let me think. Spadel won with British and he won with Iroquois. So he can play a TAD or TWC civilization again. Yeah, I think this is correct. I think we have an Iroquois mirror. That is interesting. Boneng is actually not allowed. $223 viewers, guys. Interesting. I have to check out something quickly again here. Even these rules confuse me to some extent. Yeah, if you win twice in a row. Okay. So, yeah. Well. So he can play Iroquois then. Okay, yeah, so Boneng can indeed play Iroquois because it's not, it is, I usually refer to a match as like the whole match, so the BO5 is a match and you have 5 games at max in the BO5, so 5 games in a match. Anyway, they refer to a match as being one game, to make it confusing. So Boneng won twice in a row with India and then Iroquois. That's why he couldn't play any TAD, any expansion civilization in the 4th game. But since he lost the 4th game, he can now play an expansion civilization again, and so he can go for Iroquois. And Spadel, having won with Iroquois, can't play Iroquois again because players are not permitted to play the winning civilization twice in a row. However, he can play, for example, India, Ottomans, or as he goes now, Japanese. So, yes, may the winner take all the glory, guys. Japanese versus Iroquois on Yukon, so that's definitely going to be hard for Spadel, I believe, because Iroquois is, of course, after the slight Japan nerf, pretty well able to deal with Japan. However, Japan is still very strong, but not as OP as it was, but still probably the top 4 or 5 civilizations for sure, top 4 I would say. Iroquois, I think, being the best civilization so far, and of course on this map, Yukon, small map, not the best herds, but of course Japan can just make shrines everywhere. It doesn't need herds that much. So the Rush civilization has an advantage here. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, Yukon it is. And I see that both have, well, both. Yeah, gold mines look quite okay. He has a very nice gold mine in the back. His gold mine is a little bit in front. Second one over there, second one over there, so that's quite okay, except of course that this is a 2k gold mine and these as well, but this is a 5k gold mine. And that is the problem that I heard from a lot of guys. Lazy Fat Guy, of course, knows exactly what I'm talking about. The upper side of Yukon tends to have the better gold mines, and that doesn't mean more, but it means the larger gold mines. Or in fact, it is a gold mine and this is just a silver mine, which you can mine gold from, or coin from. It's actually coin, not gold. Anyway, we have to see how that goes. Spadel has one here. That's not the best. Anyway, Iroquois taking a trading post over there. The Huns look pretty okay. He has a big one over there. And of course, starting Huns here. He has the starting Huns there, and he has his big one over there. We will likely see Iroquois, of course, taking map control with the warlord somewhere like here. He's now just scouting with his Trava, not making anything yet. Of course, both of them want to go to this side of the map directly, because here are all the good treasures. So you want to have, you want to scout with the other stuff that you have. What we see here is that Spadel is not going for a consulate, and the kind of standard PO going for a consulate, allying with the Portuguese. That means that you can age up a little bit faster because you have a 100 food discount. 120 food discount, sorry, and you can make shrines cheaper right away because you have the consulate. Anyway, he's going for 2 shrines at this point. He might go for a really different playstyle, maybe even aging up not with the big shrine, because yeah, you can place it over here. Maybe he's gonna even age up with Torii Gates or something to get more XP and get the Rex up faster, because you get a free Rex wagon, of course, you can immediately make your Rex from it. Not sure, we have to see how it goes. 90 food being picked up, very nice, as explained before. Japanese guys, well, not Japanese people, but guys playing a Japanese civilization, or any TAD civilization for that matter, benefit a lot from food treasures because they can age up earlier than they otherwise would. 150 coin is going to be grabbed here by Boneng for sure. Keep in mind that as European guys can use their crack shot with the hero on the converted guardians from the Iroquois, Spadel, why he's losing his unit? He could easily just do the poof thing and go back to his town center. And now he lost it. It's very unfortunate. But I was about to say that he can use this stun thing to stun the outlaw rifleman and thus do a good amount of damage to him. But he should definitely run back or just do that smoke screen thing. And then poof, you end up near a town center, and then you save your hero and you can scout again and do other stuff with it. He is going for 2 shrines here. I actually think that's an okay decision, but I really would like him to shrine the foot of Boneng, because what Japanese has to do here, kind of defend at first, because of course Iroquois is a stronger Rush civilization, and that means if you can buy time by making some shrines here, it would be a good idea, because if you make the shrines here and the Iroquois is going for a town center, then you just deny him from food and you get your income with the shrines. On the other hand, if you make the shrines here and he is trying to take out the shrines first, then you will buy yourself time for a good setup, because he has to spend time on sieging down your shrines. Either way, it seems good. However, of course, you want to make sure you don't get popped too early, so these 2 shrines here is okay. But I really would like to see him making shrines on this side of the map for his Japanese. And also, of course, here, to just make sure that it's really hard for Boneng to gather food later in the game. And that he has to spend time on taking down the shrines. So there we have Boneng aging. Yeah, he scouted it, but he might be able to do some damage there, but I think he just has to make sure that he's scouting what Boneng is doing, and also build shrines there. It is going to be the Toshogu shrine nonetheless, no Torii gates. And there you have the consulate coming up as well. Still have to think about this a little bit after the game, because I think having the early consulate might be better. And no, okay, we'll see. The barracks, the stable coming up there. Okay, maybe he's gonna use the 300 export and he allied to a Japanese. Okay, you can make Yamabushi from it. They are like pikemen, and you can also make shinobis, and they are like archers, pretty good archers. So warhead there as expected. Has to be careful. You can't lose. There you see what I mean. You can stun this guy, and you don't only stun it by making it like paralyzed or whatever, as you see here, that he can't do any damage, but also you will damage it. And now he has to make shrines, but he has to be very careful if he makes shrines here or here. Of course, he can get picked off, and then lose his hero, and then he won't be able to make any more shrines. He's gonna rescue the other hero. Interesting that he goes for a stable. Maybe because he expects that the Iroquois guy is going for a lot of hyenas, as that's kind of the standard versus Japanese, because of course Japanese is going to make usually a barracks, and then you have Ashigarus, which are like musketeers, and you have Yume archers. And going for kanyas and hyenas are pretty good versus that. He's making some pikemen now as to have some anti-cavalry for the early raids, but there's no raid coming in so far. I would say actually that the Iroquois has to do some early damage versus Japan, because if you let Japan boom too much, then it's going to be really, really hard to deal with it, because they still have very strong units. Of course, Iroquois has the cards in second age, the hero boost, and pretty strong units as well, so it makes it kind of less of an issue compared to other civilizations. But still, if you let the Japanese untouched too much, then it's going to be really, really hard to deal with it. Another option for him would be to go for a lot of trading posts, 2 or 3, and then go for a third age and come with forest prowlers and stuff like that. We see that actually Spadel is pushing out here. Very fun. We have some Shinobi no Mono guys made from the consulate. But of course this is a warhead and you just can't push in. And actually I don't like the fact that he pushes out like this, because Boneng so far hasn't scouted. It's laggy a little bit here. Boneng so far hasn't scouted what Spadel had. And now he knows that Spadel made a Naginata rider, so that means that Spadel has a stable, because he doesn't ship your daimyo that first. That's just silly. So why does he reveal his units? And now he should not be fighting this. He should be going. He's gonna lose all his army. Maybe he thought it was too late, but he should not be fighting this, in my opinion. He pumped out Minutemen, have made 5 Ashigaru, or shipped 5 Ashigaru, but One more Naginata rider. He's actually doing a pretty decent job still because of these Madman and Ashigaru popping out. I saw them too late. Yeah, looks like he comes out ahead slightly, but of course his war is still doing a lot of damage as well. Trying to target down the Tomahawk so that the Naginata rider lives as long as possible, but he should micro these ones to the back because there are too many Tomahawks in melee mode dealing with it. And yeah, he is... I think he got out okay-ish, but I would give the advantage to Boneng. I think he was caught a little bit off guard that Boneng would push in there. But what I was saying is, because he made Naginata rider, Boneng knew that and saw that. And that means that you know that the Japanese guy made a stable. And that means that he will just make Tomahawks, as you see over here. Otherwise, if Spadel had like 5, maybe like 8-ish or something Naginata riders, he might have caught Boneng by surprise. And if you then come with Pikemans, which are of course able to deal with the Kanyas so that they can't really block your Naginata rider, and also come with your Naginata riders, then you might have been able to catch this army off guard completely and do a very good job there, and maybe even push out from there. Of course, Iroquois can still make Tomahawks and look at this guy, can still make Tomahawks and ship Tomahawks, but at least you would just catch him by surprise, and now he just knows that Naginata riders are there, and that means he just makes a lot of Tomahawks at first, and then of course later mixes in some Aenas. Having these musketeers means that Spadel shipped the musketeers, and now he has the military rickshaw from his consulate. So Spadel definitely goes for the non-economy but more aggressive Japanese style. And Boneng, he is a very good Japanese player, not as a guy from Japan but also playing a Japanese civilization. So he is probably able to figure out what what Spadel is doing. He knows that he has a stable, that means that he has no wreck so far. He knows that he made a Japanese consulate ally thing, so he knows that a military rickshaw might come up anytime soon, but of course he saw that there were pikemen and Shinobu no Mono made, so he knows that the military rickshaw can come up like around this time. And also he knows that because the consulate wasn't to the Portuguese and because of all this aggressive pressure from the Japanese guy, that there are not many shrines on the map. And that's why he's probably going to take out these shrines now, because if he knows that if he takes out... sorry. Because he knows if he takes out these shrines, not only of course you deny the Japanese for more economy, but also you might very well pop the Japanese guy. And now you see here like an immediate emergency shrine going up. Not good position because there's no food around. There's just one deer left here. So it would be better of course if there are 4 deers attached to it. So not much food around. And he just needs it very fast because he needs population, and he has actually only 1 shrine in the town center, so this is just a very rough spot for Spadel, and maybe he just wanted to mix it up to kind of surprise the Iroquois, but it's very, very hard from him to go from here. And there we have the 4 villager shipment, that means we also had the 5 villager shipment, so there we have it. Boneng went for a very economic style, 2 trading posts, and for the villager shipments, both of them. And because Japan doesn't have many shrines on the map, that part of the economy is kind of lost, and with just the cherry orchards, it's not going to cut it. You need more for his Iroquois. Still, he has some Naginata riders and Ashigarus, and again a laggy moment. I'm not sure what's going on there. It's really unfortunate, but luckily it wasn't lagging in this big battle over there. But still, this is very annoying. And as a player myself, if you play a high-level game, you are also used to timings, and that's why lag is also an issue. It's not just that you have, for example, lag spikes and that you can't deal with, you can't micro well, but the fact that you are used to, for example, I shoot my hunt every now and then, it's just automatically in your system. If you send your unit to some part of the map, you know it will arrive at like an X amount of time because you're used to these things. Knowing all that and having that into your system like automatically, if you have done any lag spikes, every small timing is just going to get messed up, and that's why lag is so shit, and it's also frustrating for a player and can just mess up with their whole play completely. And I personally also have issues with lag. I really don't like it. Anyway, Spadel also took a training post, which is now going to get taken out, and that's also why of course he was able to push out with these 2 times 5 Ashigaru shipments. A little bit of a raid going on there, but he didn't catch any villager, I believe. Let me check that for sure. Oh, sorry. I was talking about lag. He was able to catch 2 villagers. However, Iroquois, now adding of course the hyenas in, is able to push out, and with good micro, he is definitely able to use his range and the hyena range to target the musketeers. And there we have Spadel now with his wonder, of course, tasked to his shrine being tasked to wood, being able to make a few shrines there. in the market and then get some population going. He has a decent number of Naginata riders. They are not the best cavalry in general because they're not don't have the most HP and attack, but they do very well versus hyenas because of the bonus damage here, but not the best versus heavy infantry like tomahawks. So 3 more shrines coming up there, and immediately he's trying to go for it. Very nice that he makes the shrines here because that's exactly where Boneng is gathering. And there we have another raid coming in, but it's going to be denied by the tomahawks and the kanyas there. Boneng not going in for a town center yet, just going in for the shrines. And that means that you see that Spadel is now probably going to push out. He is adding Yumis, and that's very nice. I would like to see a lot of Yumis because they're definitely the unit that can win him the game because Yumis are very, very strong. And as soon as we see it now, he's going to push out over there. He should just try to damage or take out the warhead because, of course, Boneng is now wasting time on taking out the shrines. He is able to kill 2 villages, as you see there, and get 2 more hyenas for sure. I would like immediately these Ashigarus to be sieging the warhead. These units can deal with the units from Boneng. So when you are here, use your time well and siege this warhead as long as you have line of sight here. You can see that his whole army is over here. So you don't have to be worried about any army coming to your army sieging the warhead. So I think there's a little bit of a chance missed by Spadel there. Some more shrines coming up there. There we have 2 other shrines as well. That means that he also probably shipped the 600 wood. Let me quickly check that. Yeah, there we have it. 600 wood shipment from Spadel to catch up with the shrines and the economy. Of course, he needs it for economy, but also for population because he lost the shrines over there. This is interesting. I think that Spadel should not engage yet. I would really like to see a lot more Yumis from him first. He does have enough Ashigarus to deal with the cavalry. Still being tested on wood. This is. And he only has 3 more shrines here left and maybe a few more shrines here, but then there's no more food on the map, and that means of course that the longer the game goes and the more shrines Boneng is able to destroy, the less of an income a Japanese guy gets. I believe there's a hunt missing here, and usually there should be another hunt on this side of the map. That's unfortunate for Spadel. There we have the poof, by the way, the smoke screen, and there he went back to the town center. Of course, always nice to rescue your hero like that. But we see, for example, a difference, no shrines, or actually 1 animal task to a shrine, that is 0.22. And here you have 4 animals task to a shrine, 0.43. That's a lot of difference. Especially if you take into account that it is per second. And if you then have like 20 shrines around the map at some point, or maybe 10, 15 in this case, it does make a lot of difference. Score advantage going to Boneng by now, but don't be deceived. Japanese still has a relatively strong army, and he ships to cherry orchard now. I think that is quite early. He might have been able to sneak in 1 more shipment and just better distributing the villages over both orchards, because this one still has 2300 resources available. However, you don't want to run out of food, of course, so better safe than sorry. Anyway, he definitely needs to have either an army shipment with the cards, for example, boosting Ashigaru attack or something, or some more units out, because this is going to be very hard to deal with. Not every villager being in a town center, just like 6 now, but now we have 9, 10 villagers in a town center, so the maximum amount of damage. A little laggy here and there, but I think he's choosing a relatively decent position. However, these Naginata riders are not able to charge in now, and the problem is that these hyenas do a lot of damage. Shinobus are unprotected, so the kanyas can't deal with them, and there we have. He's now trying to deal with these kanyas on the right side, but of course Boneng should be targeting the tomahawks on the Naginata riders. The hyenas are going to be targeting on the Ashigarus, and actually this battle is going very well for Spadel, but more kanyas coming in over there. We see that he's putting some Ashigarus in melee mode, very good to deal with the kanyas here. And these Ashigarus, as long as they are in range of the hyenas, which they are now, they of course have very good damage, 25, and they will deal good damage to the hyenas and deal with it. I would like him to see to focus the town center fire on the hero here, take it out, then there's no more boost left, and of course a lot of XP you get. Come on, he was focus firing it, he gets it. Of course, sign of a good player, always keep focus firing the hero. And now it's much easier to deal with this army. If he is able to get out some Naginatas now, that would really win him this fight. But so far he is not, and that means that he is only fighting Ashigarus versus hyenas, and that's of course not a fight you want to take. So even though he is kind of able to clean this up, it is not the most cost-effective fight. There we have, okay, there we have it. 5 Yumi being shipped, very nice, and the 5 Naginatas being made, and now he should definitely be able to push out. Scores, of course, both went down a lot, and now we see that the Spadel should take a small advantage. We have not enough anti-cavalry, no tomahawks there, and also we don't have any kanyas coming out to block. Oh, there we have 2 kanyas. These 2 kanyas are maybe able to block these Naginata riders with the focus fire of the hyenas. And the warhead, of course, doing good damage, 30 times 1.5. But while the other army from Spadel is coming in there, this is something he should really push into. He should be keeping. If he makes the right decision, he is now making constant Naginata riders, because definitely that's what he needs. He has a lot of infantry available already, and interesting how this went actually. Why fight? No, don't fight. Just go back. He is still gathering a lot of food around the map, but this is definitely going good for Spadel so far. And there you have Kanyas popping out, but actually quite close to the Ashigarus, and not the best. We have another warrior coming in there making shipments, making units. He's microing his Kanya back nicely, and now he's able to get this because, of course, there's still the warrior and enough tomahawks to focus fire on the Ashigarus. And there we have villages being brought in. Oh no, they're just gonna mine from this coin. The warhead should be focus firing the cavalry because of the bonus damage that they have, and he has now some tomahawks in melee mode, very nice. Of course, the Kanyas should take out the Naginata riders at first as well, and this is now something that, yeah, he kinda has to wait here. I mean, fight here, Spadel it is, because this is his position that he needs. But target firing the Yumis on the tomahawks, but now he has to deal with this Kanya, and how are you gonna do that with no? Oh, there are musketeers popping out. So villagers taking some damage, but that's quite okay because they're just absorbing some damage so that the most important units, the fighting units, stay alive. But he has no more gold mine available, and his shrines are now even also on gold, so actually he doesn't need to get a gold here. Then you can just better have your villagers on wood and your shrines on gold, and be sure that you save your villagers. Not like these in melee mode over here. As you see here, Kanya just running away while the other units picking it off. If you would have them in range mode, you would be able to do more damage in total. Shrine still on coin. Villagers not on wood yet. Maybe it's just sticking to Ashigaru Naginata rider composition. That would be fine for now as well. But I'm not sure what these are doing. If they would walk over here, you could protect them. But now they're gonna lose. And there we have it, guys. A very close game. Congratulations to Boneng for winning this and taking the series. And a lot came down here. It was a very close game, a close match in fact. And with match I refer to the whole BO5. A 3-2 win for Boneng. At this point, it was going quite okay for Spadel, but this cavalry here, he had a lot, was not doing the best job, and at some point it ran around here, kind of facing Kanyas and a few Tomas instead of Aenas, because the Aenas were placed nicely over here, kind of making use of the buildings from Spadel. And also we saw that, as I said, Ashigarus are very well able to deal with Aenas, but the problem is that Aenas still countered Ashigarus cost effectively. Of course they have bonus damage and they cost less, and at some point there were just too many Aenas left and not enough Ashigarus, and that's just a battle that you kind of don't want to take. Also, the strategy that Spadel went for is very interesting, kind of the aggressive Japanese style, but that means of course his economy has to suffer from it, and as you see here it is still quite close actually, surprisingly close, actually quite surprisingly close now I think about it. He was ahead in the start, but of course the Iroquois went for the 2 trading posts, although he also went for 5 villages. But did he not even make a market? Okay. Not sure if... Oh, there is a market. Yeah, he did make a market. But maybe it would have been better for Spadel, I'm not sure, to just go in a more defensive position and make more shrines. On the other hand, the problem on this map is that there's not that much food around, like for example in Great Plains. So part of this map you also lose to Iroquois map control, and he also, I feel that he lacked a hunt over here. There should have been another hunt over here, I think, for also to make shrines, of course, and that also affected a little bit. But anyway, well played, good games. That concludes the series for so far.